Okay, this may be the grossest pick in the entire draft, and I am not joking about that. In that, you look at Dwayne Eskridge, and his prospect profile is pretty much Kadarius Toney, yet worse. Y'all know I made fun of the Kadarius Toney selection by the New York Giants in the first round because you looked at Kadarius Toney and you go, hey, this is a player that didn't break out until his senior season. If you look historically, generally those guys are really never going to be productive at the NFL level. Yeah, you can stay all 4 years in college. That is a small red flag. But if you do anything before that, then you're kind of fine. We can write you off. But no, if you literally stay all 4 years and you don't produce until year 4, if you're not on the radar until then your chances of hitting at the NFL level historically are very, very low. So I have no idea what is going on here with Dwayne Eskridge, because you pull him up and you go, crap, this is a guy that's already 24 years old. So Dwayne Eskridge, the same age as Juju Smith-Schuster. He's the same age as some wide receivers that are currently on their second NFL contract. Now, think about how crazy that is. Think about how pro-ready Dwayne Eskridge would have to be to come in and make this pick worth it. He would have to come in and already be equivalent to a Juju Smith-Schuster. He would already have to be at that type of talent profile. And if you pull up, I'm not going to lie, I did not have his stats memorized off the top of my head like I do with a lot of these players that we are excited about. But in the MAC conference, keep in mind, this is not a great area for competition, okay? In 2020, in his 5th season playing for Western Michigan, he puts up 768 yards. Now, it was only in 6 games, so you're looking at a little over 100 receiving yards a game, but it's his 5th season, guys. And the majority of this is done through efficiency. If you look at his actual targets, he's not getting targeted heavily in game. He is more so the guy that's stretching the field. He's more so the guy that is running deep routes, trying to make sure that other wide receivers underneath, they have space to operate. And that's what I don't understand with this pick for the Seattle Seahawks. Because you re-sign Tyler Lockett, you bring in Tyler Lockett, and Lockett is a fantastic wide receiver. Y'all know I love Tyler Lockett. We have for a very long time now. But more importantly, you have DK Metcalf. You already have 2 guys that possess elite speed. What are you doing going getting a field stretcher that's 24 years old, that if you look at his historical hit rate based on his profile, it is going to be laughably low. There's no upside in this pick. The floor with this pick is also incredibly low. I don't understand it. Let me see what y'all are thinking. I don't even know if we had Dwayne Eskridge ranked inside our top 30 in our rookie rankings beforehand. I think he was at the very end of round 3. Now, I don't know if we are going to raise him up at all because, yeah, he's playing with one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL, yet it's just so gross. I mean, I did not raise up Kadarius Toney at all. So I don't know if we can raise up Dwayne Eskridge because he looks like, yeah, even if he can't help the Seattle Seahawks, even if he can prove that this was a good pick by raising the efficiency of their offense, by helping out some of the other wide receivers, by helping out the run game, by making sure that they have to keep 2 safeties back at all times, which I would make the argument that they kind of had to regardless with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. But even if he does that, even if he proves that this is a good pick, maybe they go, Mason, shut the hell up. You're some guy recording on YouTube. You have no idea what you're talking about. Just handle it to the front office. That's fine. Maybe y'all are right. Maybe this pick is worth it. Yet for fantasy purposes, it's still not going to have an impact because even best case scenario here for Dwayne Eskridge, his best case scenario is he's that field stretching option that benefits the overall offense, but he's not getting a lot of volume. He's not getting a lot of production, even in his best case scenario. So yeah, no, I can't look at Dwayne Eskridge and really say anything great here. And I know we're probably going to get a lot of hate on this video because I can't say anything positive about it. But please let me know what y'all are thinking about this. If we go to the general chat right now. Okay, so Ian says Tutu Atwell goes NFL overvaluing speed like always. Okay, yeah, that's what I said, guys, in our rookie rankings where we had Tutu Atwell a little bit higher than some other people, and people were laughing at me, and I was going, hey, he's going to get the NFL draft capital, so he has to be ranked in the 3rd round. Okay, Butthead says Javonte or Etienne for value here. I'm going to go Travis Etienne. I know the landing spot, but still, you have to go with the 1st round drafted running back. That checks every single box. That was a top prospect coming out of high school. I mean, he's been a top prospect the entire way. I'm going to be going with ETN. Ryan says Terrace Marshall is falling. Yeah, guys, with Terrace Marshall, we're looking at a bit of a different situation in that I think the medicals did not check out on him. Now, obviously, there was some concern coming into the draft, and we really never know what exactly is going to happen because teams aren't going to give us that information. And obviously, we're not doctors. We're not seeing Terrace Marshall, even if you are a doctor. So I think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that we just don't know. Micah says, no love for Pat Freiermuth to my Steelers. Man, I'll talk about that in depth later on. I just didn't think it was as important for us to talk about some of these wide receivers, some of these running backs. Joe says, did you do a Rondale Moore vid? Yes, sir. I did that previously. Just click on the channel icon. Let's go and let's see. James said he's picked up Tutu Atwell in like round 31. Man, that's perfectly fine. So Mike says, I'm a Steelers fan as well. I think they should have gone O-line. Here with Pat Freiermuth, you're kind of getting offensive line there. We know that he can block, so I'm not too upset with it. Mike says, rest in peace, Eric Ebron. I don't even know if Eric Ebron is currently under contract. Okay, let's go. And I know that the Seattle Seahawks guys lost David Moore. I understand that that's kind of the thought process behind the selection, but the problem is David Moore is a better wide receiver than Dwayne Eskridge. I am willing to say that confidently, to be honest. I just think that you look at the profile for Eskridge, and there's really no upside. There's no floor. There's nothing to be had here. I mean, this is worse than Van Jefferson in the second round last year, in my opinion. Okay, so now let's go and see if we have any other things. Yeah, people are saying T. Marshall was so much better there. Guys, I agree. Terrace Marshall is definitely the better wide receiver prospect. You look at Terrace Marshall, you look at his production, you look at his athletic profile, you look at his size, and Terrace Marshall has been the best wide receiver on the board for a very long time now. But the problem is we just don't know what's going on with his medicals. He's clearly falling to his medicals. Hopefully we get some reports after the draft that kind of fills us in on what exactly was going on. It's the same thing that happened with the TCU safety falling to the Las Vegas Raiders in the second round. Sometimes we just don't know, and there's really nothing that we can do to get around that because teams have no incentive on telling us how they grade those players and where a player maybe failed in their medical test. Okay. But thank you guys. I will be ending this live stream and I'll be starting a new one to talk about Tutu Atwell. So please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Of course, my rookie rankings will be updated over on Patreon tonight, and tomorrow morning, like I said, I'm going to be making that video where I break down all my rookie picks. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're subscribed.